Hey, welcome to our Sweet Sense group chat.
We post daily videos to help money stuff make sense.
Yes, usually we like to talk about your money.
But sometimes we like to talk about other people's money.
Indeed. So today we're going to talk about famous money.
Famous money?
Yeah, money from the world of famous people.
Only ever had that through secondhand experience.
Yeah, we don't normally get to live it, but we do like to talk about it.
Oh, you did a video on something that famous people do like to spend money on.
Did Met Gala tickets. Let's talk about the money side of the Met Gala. This year's ticket price was $50,000 according to the New York Times, but if you wanted a whole table, it started at $300,000. Brands and fashion houses usually buy the tables and then invite celebrities and guests to fill them. Anna Wintour, the editor of Vogue magazine, is the host and has to approve every guest, about 400 to 10. Last year, the gala raised $17.4 million US. Whoa. That cash goes to the Costume Institute, which is inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, the Met. It uses those funds to maintain a collection of 33,000 items, clothing, jewelry, accessories, all from the 1400s up till today. The Institute has exhibitions, a clothing conservation lab, and it's gone through renovations too. Now, the Met Gala theme this year was Karl Lagerfeld. He's the loved and hated designer that helped transform Chanel. He died in 2019. I've heard him described as polemical, a word for someone who shares strong and controversial opinions publicly. So, who are you excited to see attend?
Their themes are kind of all over the place.
I know, there's been camp, superheroes, punk, Catholicism, China through the looking glass, something.
If you were going to decide the theme for the Met Gala, what would you choose?
I would redo camp, because camp is such a good theme, and I don't think the attendees totally nailed it. Not all of them.
They deserve a redo.
Some of them do.
Well, I'm cool with that, as long as you invite me.
You will be the first on the list, next to Creel.
He's not yours. You
had
have
to
to
say
say
that.
that. That's
Yeah,
fair.
sorry.
You know what I'm most curious about the Met Gala? It's not the fashion, it's not the carpet. I want to know what happens when they get inside.
Oh yeah, the mystery after the red carpet. I'm intrigued.
I feel like it's kind of nuts that we don't basically know anything about it.
Secrets. Okay, so we've talked famous people spending money. What about kind of famous people kind of spending money?
Like us? No. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Unless either of us have been on a reality show anytime recently.
Unfortunately not. I have applied a couple of times. Never gotten in.
Rejected.
But I did look into how much you can make on some of those shows.
I'm curious.
How much do reality stars make? Well, it depends, but the money can be surprisingly low. Former Love is Blind Season 2 contestant Jeremy Hartwell is actually suing Netflix and show producers for failing to pay minimum wage and overtime. He claims that people on the show were forced to work up to 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that they were paid $1,000 per filming week, which worked out to less than minimum wage in California. Now, we have to point out that his allegations haven't been proven in court, and his case is still ongoing. And the production company, Kinetic Content, said the allegations had absolutely no merit. But he's not the only person to claim that appearing on a reality TV show isn't necessarily a moneymaker. Elena Davies from season 19 of Big Brother said on a podcast that she spent about $5,000 ahead of the show on clothes, makeup, hair, and Botox. Bryce Hirschberg from season 1 of Too Hot to Handle said on another podcast that he didn't get paid to be on the show at all. It's not clear if that deal was just for him or if that was the case for the rest of the cast. But for some people, the sacrifices are well worth it. You're opening the door to spin-offs, specials, invites to other reality shows. That's where the real money is, making a name for yourself. Some great examples of this are the Real Housewives. They use their status to get paid. In the early days of the franchise, they may have earned just a few grand. Now they start with at least $60,000 per season. Really popular cast members might earn $1 million or even $2 million per season. Think of Candy Burris. It can really depend on the show and how good you are at building a brand for yourself. So, do you have any predictions for this season of Love is Blind? I know I do.
Okay, if you were to go on a reality show that you think you would win, which one would you pick?
I want to say The Amazing Race
Not
because I feel like I'm like competitive, athletic, devious, all three things that you need to win The Amazing Race.
Can agree with all three of those things. For sure, especially competitive.
Yeah,
I think I would do The Floor is Lava, maybe, but I can't decide if I would be really good at it or really bad.
I think I could see you nail it.
I'm a little clumsy though, so maybe like right till the end.
Yeah. And then the pressure would just build up and it would just...
Yeah. I mean, I might have a different answer in a month though, because these reality shows drop constantly.
So quickly. They basically write themselves. That's why you can have so many seasons, spin-offs, variations.
So true. But good scripted TV needs good writers, and this year some writers went on strike.
They did. Check it out.
Okay, how long are we gonna have to wait for Yellow Jacket Season 3? They only wrote one episode before this massive writer's strike. New scripts for film and TV are on pause until a resolution is found. Late night shows and SNL are already feeling it because you can't produce new shows without writers. Sorry about that, Pete. Rough timing. There's about 11,500 writers represented by the Writers Guild of America right now who are on strike. And they're striking because of money issues and working conditions. Some people think that once you've made it into a writer's room, that means you've automatically made it money-wise, and that's not really the case. A lot of of writers are saying they don't even make a livable wage. A lot of this can be linked to the changes in the industry because of streaming, but not all of those changes are good. Writers' rooms used to be filled with a lot more writers, but now with Netflix, Prime, etc., mini rooms are much more common. What's a mini room? Basically a couple WGA writers knocking out multiple scripts before a show's even picked up. So as much as there's so much TV, there's less work. And now with AI entering the chat, there's even more job insecurity. The last WGA strike was in 2007 and writers stopped working for 100 days. And that was great for reality TV because it's unscripted, but shows like The Office and Breaking Bad got their seasons cut short and movie releases got delayed. I don't know about you, but when it comes to catching up on my faves, I'm gonna take my time.
Wow, 11,500 writers is more than I thought. That's a lot of TV.
Yeah, I don't even have a watch list anymore. It just keeps growing.
And even with that, pay still looks like a problem.
Yeah, you know, there's people like Mike White who made The White Lotus who write and direct everything themselves, just one guy.
Must be pretty lucrative for him.
I know, right? Do more, get more money.
Good old supply and demand.
Well, can I demand that we be done with this segment? Because I would like to supply myself with some lunch.
Absolutely. Are you gonna supply both of us with lunch?
Let me go find $5.
All right, while she does that, you can check out our content on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Bye!